Are you an insurance agent that's just kind of fed up with getting fed bad advice about leads? Well, I'm going to help you understand two dangerous leads that you really want to stay away from when you're in final expense telesales. A lot of agents really don't find this out until it's too late, and then they're out of the industry, which is really unfortunate, and they're fed this information from typically IMOs that have lost relevance. They haven't done telesales ever in their career, or maybe they honestly don't care about the agent force. They kind of treat you like cannon fodder. Okay. So we're going to dive into this with you. The two leads that you absolutely must, and I mean must avoid at all cost if you want to capitalize in final expense or Medicare telesales. So before I dive into these two leads you want to steer clear of, jasonfinalexpense.com. I do run a national insurance agency. My goodness, we sell life, Medicare, and annuities face-to-face, but yes, in the telespace. So if you'd like free resources, by all means, reach out, jasonfinalexpense.com. And this video is really being brought to you because of my viewers, my subscribers that have asked me time and time again, are these leads good for telesales? And let me share with you the first lead that you want to steer clear of is a telemarketed lead from blah blah at gmail.com. This is why these leads from Pakistan, Afghanistan, the Philippines, okay, the islands, wherever you want to think about getting these leads from, if you're being told to buy these cheap little leads, $6, $8 leads, you're going to get sued. Okay. It's going to happen, and it may not happen yet, but it will. Okay. You're going to be a litigator's lunch, No, thank you. And if you want to last in this industry, steer clear of telemarketed leads that are not TCPA compliant. My email inbox gets blown up on the weekly. My website at jasonfinalexpense.com, my insurance agency, we get lit up all the time. And I mean, sometimes it's multiple times a day. And yikes, it's like, the Nigerian prince, okay, has found this $1 million and wants to give it to you. It's the same kind of stuff, but about leads. So be careful. I don't care where they're from. Look at how even the email is written. Notice a bunch of typos, notice a bunch of errors, and that should tell you everything to steer clear. You want to make sure that when you're using a lead, that it's a good one. You want to have a lasting, okay, good flavor. If you want to find success in that lead, leads are the lifeblood of this industry. And the last thing you want to do is buy a lead that can get you sued and get into a major amount of trouble. There's only one lead vendor that I will ever touch with a telemarketed lead, but they're TCPA compliant. They are scrubbed. There's some other scrubbing that takes place, which is amazing. Reach out and I can help you with that. But it is phenomenal. But this lead vendor indemnifies you, the agent. That's powerful. They're that confident of their lead. They're using the tokens, but that kind of a lead is what you want. Don't touch any telemarketed lead. And I mean any telemarketed lead that's going to get you, the agent, sued. You don't want to start this industry and then get sued and then get hung out to dry. When you barely started, you're trying to make the wealth. The last thing you want is to be in the industry thinking you're great, and then you get sued. Okay. I know of an agent that I refused to bring onto my agency. He did not take my advice, would not shake hands with him. All right. And guess what? He got tuned up. All right. He's being litigated hard. And right now he's over $42,000 in legal fees. That sounds like fun, right? Over 42 grand. That would take most people out of the industry. And let me tell you, that also will put you on a list with insurance carriers that says, you know what, you violated TCPA. I don't want a thing to do with you. And we're canceling your contract. And you're like, what? Just don't do it. So be very cautious. The dangerous lead, number one, is telemarketed leads that are overseas, that are not US based, that are not TCP compliant and been scrubbed against some other metric. This really matters, team. I care enough about you to share this with you. So the first lead, the dangerous lead that you want to avoid, is a telemarketed lead. Okay. Steer clear of it unless it's the one vendor that I use that is phenomenal. Okay. The next lead that you're going to really want to absolutely avoid at all cost is you want to stay away from a direct mail lead for final expense. Now, is a direct mail lead the gold standard? Of course. That had relevance years ago. It has no relevance today because that direct mail lead does not have opt-ins. That direct mail lead does not have the phone number. So when this sweet person sends that card back to you, you got a blank card or maybe a scratched out okay, phone number space, that's not going to do you any good. You're not going to be able to make the wealth. And direct mail leads right now are so stinking expensive. You, as an insurance agent, will get slaughtered if you even think about using direct mail leads. If you know your analytics, if you know your demographic hit very well, then you can, in years past, if you're getting around a 3% return, which is almost unheard of these days, you could make some decent money. And I've proven this. I've used direct mail leads, but no longer. And if your IMO or your FMO is telling you to use direct mail leads for final expense telesales, run, and I mean run the other way. You obviously have shaken hands with a face-to-face insurance agency that has no telesales experience. So if anyone's telling you to use direct mail leads for final expense telesales, let me tell you one thing: hit the road, Jack, and just go find another IMO that truly and truthfully does telesales. A lot of agencies sometimes fail to move forward with the times. And when it comes to telesales, some agencies have just never done it. So all they can tell you is what worked for face-to-face back in the day. Don't do this. It can destroy you as an insurance agent. You're going to spend $500-$600 for a mail drop. And then you know what you're going to get? Maybe 1, 2, 3, maybe 10 leads, and maybe a half of them don't even have phone numbers. See how this is a problem? An extremely, extremely expensive lead that's going to lead you out of this industry as quick as you came into it. So stay away from direct mail leads. If you're a face-to-face insurance agent, keep using direct mail leads. They're the gold standard all day, every day. But absolutely steer clear of them for telesales because they don't have the opt-ins, because they're just expensive. They're stinking expensive. For the price of that lead, you could get a lead that was twice as good, where the phone number works, opt-in permissions that you can legally text and call, and you're not going to be put in a place that's going to kill you in this industry. This industry is tough enough without being told to use the wrong lead. All right. You are not a carrier pigeon. Okay. You are not a canary going down a mine shaft for your IMO when you just die because you got the wrong lead. Okay. So stay away from, first off, telemarketed leads that are not TCP compliant, which 99% of them really are. Steer clear of them. If they say they're DNC, make sure they're American based, make sure they'll indemnify you and put it in writing. If they won't put it in writing, don't touch them, no matter what they say. Make sure they stand behind it in writing so that when nasty things come, you have a shield about you. Stay away from direct mail leads because they're just stinking expensive. You can have a better intent lead and more of them with every phone number that works. When you're a telesales agent, you cannot take the time to go door knock. A face-to-face insurance agent can. So if you're a telesales guy, you can go statewide. Your lead cost is so much lower. There's no reason ever for you to be using, direct mail leads. Even though they're amazing, not for telesales teams. They're not good for telesales, and I'm here to help you. So I've heard this time and time again. I've had a lot of increased calls about certain places saying, oh, they're telling me to use this for telesales. And I'm like, what? You're going to get sued. What? And then they do it, and they're just insanely frustrated because of bad advice, dangerous advice that unfortunately is taking some good agents out of this industry. I've been blessed enough to be able to save a couple of these agents because they were able to contact me and share this information with me, and I kind of saved them quickly. But sometimes there's just not enough money to do this, gig again, and then you feel like you got. So these are the two dangerous leads that you really want to stay away from because they're, first off, the first one, tip number one of telemarketed leads can get you sued. That's not good. Can get you litigated. That's not going to give you a good lasting, taste of this amazing industry. And then the second lead vendor and lead type you want to stay away from is direct mail leads. Great for face-to-face agents. Absolutely horrible and toxic advice for a telesales agent because the phone numbers aren't there, because there's no opt-in permission on that lead, and they're just stinking expensive. So if you need any more help, reach out. I appreciate you hanging with me today. Not the most eloquent. Woo! It's a Friday and it's been a heck of a good week. And by the way, the second half of the year is here. I hope this content helps you. And if you need anything at all, reach out, jasonfinalexpense.com. I also have some information and some videos up here for you that you may enjoy. And I appreciate you joining with me today. Keep your fingers on your hands and keep your hearing, teams. You're going to need it because next Monday is a holiday, but Tuesday, we're ready to transact. See you soon. I appreciate you.